Hello, everyone. Welcome here. Today, we are going to continue our campaign in Sniper Elite 5. If I remember correctly, last time we had just messed around by the riverbank and parked ourselves in a nice, friendly nearby bush. Okay. I would like to investigate this area to see if there's anything cool there. But if I do that, I should probably come at it from this direction down here, instead of playing silly games with the bridge. So, oh, that's where I left the tank. That's right. So, do I want to proceed along the river, looking for a crossing, which I think there's one right here? Or do I want to go back over this way and, you know, do objectives? Let's follow the river for now. Well, that didn't take very long. Okay. I did clear out all the snipers in watchtowers over there. Guess we'll stay here for now. Where would I go, though, from here? I probably should head back to this area because that's a much better area to... There's much more concealment. So... I will start heading that away. Hopefully the dude's not over near the side of the river, because... Okay, we'll stay here. The first time the phone gets called, or the dude otherwise has a hint of my location, we'll head over to that area. Unless he is over that area, and then we'll head farther down the road. I'm not terribly well concealed here. This should be a little better. So the last guy, we shot him when he was running down here, I think to run across that bridge. It'd be really nice if we could get another guy the same way. Definitely not going to count on it, though. Shouldn't need armor piercing or anything here. We might be very visible from that side. To a human. But since the map edge is pretty close over there, I'm just going to hope that he's not over there looking this way. Like, I'm not sure how visible I actually am in these tall grass areas. I seem to be pretty hidden. But the human mind is very good at picking out movement patterns. As long as I sit completely still, there is no movement, and then there's only patterns, shapes. Which camouflage is intended to break up those shapes and patterns. And while the ghillie suit skin isn't perfect, it's not amazing camouflage or anything, it does actually help break up your shape a little bit. Just kind of like a real ghillie suit would. Not nearly as well as a real ghillie suit would. But so sitting still in tall grass, I'm probably basically invisible. As far as your average person just scanning an area is concerned. Of course, as soon as I start moving, then you have, well, a moving shape. And unless it's relatively regular movement, like say a tree swaying or something like that, which your brain is very good at tuning out, then rather quickly notice it. Which is what I'm kind of hoping for, is that we have the guy run through somewhere while I'm looking and I catch a moving shape out of the corner of my eye or whatever, and discover where he is. Surprised he hasn't called the phone yet. He definitely should be able to now. It's not terribly likely that we'll see the guy here, because obviously there's not a whole lot of area I can see here. Like, the map edge is right over there. There's only a very narrow slice he could run through over there. And while I can see up the hill there a little bit, it's not great. So really, I'm waiting for him to call the phone. Hopefully he doesn't use this phone, use one farther away, because then I'll have time to move to someplace else in this vague area that will end up being better. But I don't want to move until he has some idea of where I'm at and thinks I'm over this way. Because once he has some vague idea of where I'm at, he's probably going to head over to this part of the map to see if I'm still there. And if I'm in a good ambush position at that point, then it will hopefully end badly for him. That said, it's probably been at least 15 minutes since, well, no, probably at least 10 minutes since the invasion started, and he hasn't called the phone or come over this area or it's like, I'm not moving. I am perfectly okay right here. As long as I'm hanging out in friend bush here, or friend tall grass, I guess, there's not a whole lot that can go wrong, from my perspective anyway. I would like to turn off the white outliner on my character so I'd have some better appreciation for how visible or invisible I actually am. But, alas. I'm almost certainly more visible here than I am over there. Because over there, the way the grass was, there was taller grass directly over top of where I was sitting. So that's probably more likely to break up my outline. Come on, dude, call the phone. Sure, you'll give away your position, but also you don't have any clues to where I'm at right now. If you don't develop some soon. I hope this isn't one of those guys that comes in, stays for a while, realizes I'm not going to do something stupid, and then leaves. Something stupid being defined as start shooting, set off an alarm, you know, loud, noisy things that tells people right where I'm at. well. I could go call the phone up in that house. It would probably even be safe. And that might get the dude to move. Or at least consider going after me. The other thing I could do, and this would be very slow and annoying, but I could move down the road to there, the next grass puff down, wait until camping is triggered, and then move up all the way up to the other end of the roadway, and hope I catch him running through. That's kind of high risk though. Right here, underneath a nice large bush, about as hidden as possible to get. Yeah, there's a phone right over there in that building. It's really surprising this guy hasn't called the phone yet. This is where I wish there was a chat option so I could be toxic. The next time we get camping, we'll start heading for that phone. A little bit at a time. What I suspect is going on here is this guy has found himself a high vantage point and is sitting, waiting to catch a glimpse of me moving somewhere on the map. Or otherwise waiting for me to get tired of waiting for him and start continuing with my objectives or something and make noise and get caught. So, if we do head for that phone, we need to be very careful. He does have to worry about anti-camping, same as me. So if he is doing that, he can't just sit there full time. Alright. We're going over to that tuft of grass, the one we started the game in. Like, I don't think there's any vantage points that can see this area easily. So we should just be able to go up there without too much trouble. Like, we're solidly at 20 minutes since he's arrived. And the dude's not called the phone yet. So apparently I'm not the only one who has all the time in the world. Or is at least willing to play that way. It really should be very safe here. We're in a nice little depression that can't be seen into except from relatively nearby, and over there, of course. Wow. What a wuss. That's pretty much exactly what he was doing, I guarantee it. He was sitting somewhere in a high spot, waiting for me to move. And he wasn't willing to call the phone because I would reveal his location. In other words, he was trying to pretend he was me. And he had less patience than I did. So that's a moral victory, if nothing else. However, it also succeeded in wasting 20-some minutes of my time. Okay, I want to cross the river here. But before we go crossing, I want to confirm that no one is going to try to shoot me when I do. I don't see any enemies around, which is surprising. It really feels like they just have way less enemies in this game than Resistance. Oh, speaking of Resistance. Workbench down here? What is that? Oh, okay. Alright, workbench. SMG stealth supplies. Nice. I'd rather have more spread accuracy and more... Yeah, let's not do that. Better suppressor. less damage. Get a 4x scope on this thing. It's not very useful, honestly. I'd rather have iron sights on my SMG. $51 damage. $548. Okay. Swapping to the MP44 would add 40 meters of effective range. Get a little bit more muzzle velocity. I'm not sure how they calculate effective range on these. A little tiny bit less damage. Significantly less accuracy. Be a little slower. 2 more magazine size. 7 more meters of audible range. And it would be slower firing. So this would be just a straight up downgrade all the way around. Okay. Both of these give exactly the same reduction. This reduces accuracy a little bit. Wait, this increases accuracy a little bit. This makes you move slower. Get a lot more accuracy that way. It's still pretty bad compared to the armor, though, I think. The armor is just OP.
All right, new gear. Should make the job easier.
Well, I didn't actually get any new gear, but that's beside the point. Okay. There's an invasion phone right there. We can go into town. Or we can go back here and investigate that behind us. Now that I found a workbench here, I'm inclined to believe that there probably isn't one over there. But there could be other things in there that I want to check still. I don't want to get up into that tower. Okay, I should be able to see everything from up there. Okay. I didn't think there was anybody who could see him, and indeed there isn't. I should probably hide the body anyway. That guy walks over to here, I'm gonna shoot his ass. Well, I'll shoot his head. Okay. It's a body box. Maybe not. It looks exactly like a body box. Unless they misplaced it somehow. Nope, it is a body box, okay. I thought they showed an interaction indicator to indicate that they were, you know, interactable even if you weren't. Right there at the exact moment. Pretty sure I've got basically everyone here marked. What I really wanted was the opportunity to look that way into town. But this damn tree is right in the way, and I'm sure they put it there with malice aforethought.
There he is. Time to take him down.
Okay. There's one of the snipers we're supposed to take out. 242 meters away. That's probably a tricky shot, honestly. Yeah. What if we load match ammo? Better. But it would still be a tricky shot. It's got a little bit of windage. Yeah, that was a mistake. That said, he is running toward us, which is kind of funny. Yeah, let's not waste ammo on him. We can get him when we're closer. I just need to keep in mind that he's over there, you know? Alright. Well, we can scout these trenches. I want to cross those next. I don't know, either these trenches are really abandoned, or this is another one of those really annoying cases of guys don't spawn in until you're closer. Like, sure, good defensive trenches should be dug so that they're taller than a person is. I don't see any movement over there except that one guy we discovered and marked. Oh, there's a dude. I'm really surprised there's nobody up there. I need to fix my range so I don't accidentally shoot way over somebody if I get ambushed. Alright. Let's go back down and investigate this little group of buildings, and then we'll go over to into the trenches. There should be 3 guys in here, and they should all be over that way. So we should be able to mostly ignore them all. We'll go around the back. I'm not going to assume that those are the only guys, though. I'm going to move this body. They're all facing away from me, so we've got a brief moment that I should be able to drag the body in here without anyone noticing. Dump him here in the back. Oh, we saw this exact building in the other map. It had, I think, some different furniture in it, though. But it was definitely that exact building. Otherwise. Which makes sense. Reusing art assets is a good idea. Okay, it does not look like this building is enterable. Okay, well, part of it is. There doesn't appear to be anyone in it, though. Nor does there appear to be any reason to come in here. Unless there's one in these rooms over here. Oh, documents.
Sounds like the Nazis have the bridge rigged to blow. Need to find and defuse the explosives before they cut off our advance.
I already did that. So those documents were worthless. They were just there in case you somehow came at that bridge from a different angle. I didn't hear the guys talking. Okay, there is an invasion phone in there. That's useful to know. I'm gonna leave the rest of the guys alone out there. They will help support the illusion that I haven't been over to this area. Okay. Oh, documents I almost missed. Okay, we'll take those. All right. See a real lack of people around here. Drag his ass back over here to the grass. Alright. Now, the only other guy we know of is way over there. I'm going to go through the trenches and we're going to keep a close eye out for guys who are nearer than we think they are.
Combat's going to be tight in the trenches.
You say that, but... Okay, there's a guy over there. There's two guys up there. This place is now swarming with people. Let's go back. And I want to go up into that tower and I want to see how many I can see now. Because I strongly suspect that a bunch of those guys just spawned when he said that line about combat in the trenches. There was a dude. I didn't quite catch a glimpse of him in time to mark him. So there's a different tower than last time. Last time I was over in that tower. Got a slightly different angle. Okay, I absolutely would have saw that guy if he was there. Because I have a good view of that from here, and I would have had a good view of it from over there. They definitely spawned more guys as soon as I got to that stupid trench. That is actually obnoxious. I'm not sure if I want to be up here while there's an invasion going on. Matter of fact, I'm quite sure I don't want to be, so let's get down quickly. And hope that wherever the dude is, he can't see me. This is quite risky, but the alternative is so much worse. All right. I could stay right here behind this box. Wow. Okay, well, I guess we don't have to worry about that invader. We've had 2 Brave Sir Robins today. this isn't good. Okay, that guy somehow didn't hear. That guy somehow, unbelievably, did not hear.
Can't find anything else.
Let's move that body just a little bit. Believe this guy's down here by himself. Yup. Okay. There's an ossifer right over there.
Lights out.
Bunker key. Okay. Sure that'll be useful for something. Okay. There's right. I'm pretty sure where the bunker key can be used. I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be an objective we were supposed to discover by coming at it from a different direction, but because of like what radio operator am I supposed to? Pretty sure we were supposed to run into some American soldiers elsewhere who would have told us. Oh yeah, they captured a radio operator. Go rescue him. Or find out what happened to him. That's what I would assume this is supposed to be anyway. Could dump this guy in this little side bunker here. Okay. Where even are we? We're way over there. Okay. I kind of want to head down to that bridge.
Dupont se do. The Germans won't give it up without a fight. We need to take this village by any means necessary.
Germans won't give it up without a fight. There's nobody there. Okay. Well, I don't know where I'm going. Looking for some friendly grass tufts, but I don't think there are any around here. There's some. This might actually be a not bad spot. Okay, that building right over there has a phone in it. That's good to know. We could probably get to that without too much trouble. Depending on if there's anyone farther down that road who can see this dude. First anti-camping, we're going to move down there to that tuft of grass. And then I'll think about it. It's likely we'll just shuttle back and forth between these two. 'Cause I kind of like this spot here. Can't see very much, but if I'm up here when he calls the phone, well, I'd rather be down in town more when he calls the phone. Like if I called, okay, if I was down over like that into the town a little bit when he called the phone, and then came up here as soon as, then I'd be in a pretty decent position to ambush anyone going into town to try to find me. Okay. So I'm going to try to work my way into town. Alright, I've got an idea. If I huck a bottle over there to the entrance,
Ist da jemand?
okay, that pulls him over. Oh, dude called the phone. That's not what I wanted to happen. He's far enough away that we're good. But I don't want to be here anymore. Is there a phone over here or not phone, good hiding spot over here somewhere? No, there really isn't. Well, actually, there kind of is. There really kind of isn't. It's a terrible spot. What about behind here? That's better. Gun butt sticks over the edge, but I can live with that. Okay, we can hear that guy. So we were over there when he called. Now the question is, does he think I went deeper into the town? Or does he think I pulled out of the town? At least this guy's not completely passive like the other one. I hear somebody running. There he is. He's probably going to another phone deeper in town. I heard running, but I don't see him. There's multiple phones right there in town he can call. That's him right there calling the phone. There he is right there.
Damage, but not a kill.
Alright. Requested rematch? No. No rematches. Oh, that was 25 invaders. Nope, no rematches. We don't do those around here. Well, maybe if somebody was such an incredibly funny clown that I wanted to see them clown again, I might try it, but I'm not even sure what kind of comedy of errors would have to happen for me to be willing to do that.
That's all.
Okay. Do a nice authentic friendly reload. We can probably cross the road here. Okay. Invasion phone right there. Nice and convenient. Relatively easy to get to safely. Pretty good view of the surroundings through various windows.
Bridge is as safe as it's gonna get. Time to set those charges.
Not sure what's going on here. Like, why would I want to blow this up? Whatever. This weird feeling like there's something I should have discovered or was supposed to have run into before this that would have given me some more details on these objectives. Don't think there's anyone that can see that guy. Which, I don't know. This game... it just feels too easy sometimes.
This'll come in very useful.
Like, there's hardly any snipers anywhere. Like, in Resistance, there was usually snipers that could see a lot more than you would have really liked them to. And you had to deal with those first before you could move most places. In this game, it just doesn't feel like they put any of those around. Can't see enough of the top of his head over the top of that to make it worth trying for. I could probably make the shot, but if I missed, it'd be really annoying to deal with. Also, I don't like that I'm shooting through the barbed wire, because you never know how games... Oh, there's a workbench over there. Symbol right there. Almost screwed that up. There's no reason to be sloppy. We can at least move it inside. There's another invasion phone. That's the invasion phone that the last invader called from. Flare gun. If Crane were here, I'd make sure he saw that. As funny as it is to kill invaders with something like a flare gun or a anti-tank rocket or any number of other things of that nature, I just don't think they're worth the effort of dragging around. Okay, where is... Maybe there's not a workbench here. There was a resistance symbol. That doesn't automatically mean workbench, though. Did I go upstairs? I don't think I went upstairs yet. Okay, there it is. Locked from the other side. Which means we likely need to find a way to climb up the outside of the building to get there. Roger that. I didn't see any vines on the outside of the building. Okay. Rifle magazine mods. Okay. Suppressed stem. I should try to figure out clever ways to use decoys more. Maybe I could put them in a tuft of grass not too far away from me sometimes. But that would just draw suspicion toward the tufts of grass, and I don't want to do that. Okay. There's a detonator here. And there's cables that run out to the bridge. Okay. I think we're supposed to detonate explosives to clear the bridge. Seems a little risky, though. Oh no, a tank.
Okay, stealth out the window.
Stealth out the window, you say? What do you want about? I mean, there may have been a large explosion. Okay, I've got ideas. Let's wait for that tank to get back here and we'll drop rounds on it. Okay. Easy game. Damn it, stop moving. Okay. I don't think there's anything else to do around here. Suppose that was relatively unsubtle, but still. It could have been so much less subtle than it was. Before we leave, we gotta go back there and get that entry point that I almost forgot about. Oh, here. This gate, I think. No? Oh, here, the door. Okay. Nothing really useful in there. Didn't really expect there to be, but... Second infiltration point's way over there. So we found two of the workbenches. Yeah, that one and that one. There's probably a third one up here in this town, if I had to guess. That'd be the most likely place for it. Or it could be over here. Before I leave, I need to look around in town here. See if there are any eagles. Because if I were a sneaky level designer bastard, I would put one somewhere over here.
Enemy knows we've got Shermans incoming. There's got to be a Panzerfaust nearby.
Oh, hello there. Okay. I don't think there's anything back here. There's a phone. This part of the map is really loaded with phones. Anti-tank rifle. Okay. Yeah, I definitely would have put an eagle back here somewhere, but I don't think they did. That or I'm just not observant enough, which is entirely plausible.
Can't stay here. They'll find me.
Well, that's annoying. How did they even spot me? Okay, there's just a whole bunch of guys around a stop truck over there. I don't appreciate that at all. Oh, damn it, this is from before I blew the tank up. Okay, well, you know what? There is an invasion phone right here.
Neuer Befehl für den Jäger. Wo ist er?
Der Jäger? Hat sich hier gemeldet.
Well, he's not that far away. Okay. I bet you he was going up into that tower. Okay. Well, let's just hang out here for a while. He's got to know I'm next to a phone. Like, there's 4 phones back here alone. 2 over there, a couple over there, 1 right there where he is, 1 over there. Like, there's not a shortage of phones. Not sure why that vehicle stopped there. Okay. Pretty sure it's everyone I know about in the area marked. As cool as it is to use the flare launcher to blow that tank up, I might want to save the flare launcher to clear this group out. And then I can use like a normal missile to take out the tank itself. Okay, anti-camping is triggered. Let's call the phone again. Find out where he's moved to.
Wo ist der Jäger?
We can call the
Es
phone
ist wichtig.
twice before it reveals our
Der Jäger hat
location.
sich hier gemeldet.
Okay. He's moved closer to us. So he was over here last time. Now he's over here. But he's at that altitude. Oh, he must be inside the bunker. Interesting. Now, when he calls the phone, where am I going to go? Across the road into that grass, assuming he doesn't call one of the phones here in town. If he calls one of the phones here in town, then I'm not sure. I might just stay up here. Put a mine on the stairs. It's the only reasonable way up here. He could still shoot us through the window or something, of course. There'd be something to say for putting a decoy here. Put a decoy here, then he knows I have, or was in this area. Which he's going to know that as soon as he calls the phone anyway. So I think what I'll do is I'll wait till he calls the phone. And that'll tell me roughly where he was. And then I'll put a decoy up in such a way anti-camping's annoying. Oh, come on. Really? Okay. It's facing the wrong way. I'm gonna stick a decoy right up here. Looking through this window. Oh, come on. There we go, perfect. I would prefer it to be back slightly from the window, but I'll take it anyway. Okay. He was way the hell over there. So unless he's coming down this road. This is really dangerous. That was really dumb. Alright, so one of those guys caught a glimpse of us just as we were about to get to safety. Hopefully they'll calm down shortly. Yeah, calm down, buddy. There's nobody over there. Well, if he pays attention to those guys, he should know that we crossed the road. Which sucks a little bit, but... Also, this isn't exactly amazing cover. It is cover, as opposed to concealment. So that part's good. But somebody over there who could get a view through the trees somehow, which would be difficult but plausible, could theoretically shoot our asses. And somebody over there would have a nice clear view. Like somebody in that tuft of grass could probably shoot us pretty reasonably from there. There he is.
More where that came from.
I can't believe he just ran right into that.
Target down. They didn't want it.
I started shooting before he even got there, hoping that he would just do exactly what he did, run straight into our gunfire. I definitely should have waited a little bit before I started firing, but I didn't, so it worked out. It shouldn't have worked out, but it worked out. Also, why is he using the same pistol I'm using? I use using it because it's quiet, not because it's good. Okay, at least he has a break on his rifle. Another night of SMG Elite. That's our second invader I've killed in this almost exact spot. I killed one right there. And I killed one like right here. He came running up this side and I just... burp. It's our fourth invader total. One left as soon as he arrived. And one left pretty quickly after he arrived. Or not pretty quickly. Very late after he arrived. He wasted 20 minutes of my time waiting for him to do something, and then finally he left. Never called the phone once or anything. I was very disappointed in that guy. But yes, the SMG continues to reign supreme. That should be invader number 26, I believe.
I better move.
Gebt mir Deckung! Lade nach! Was?
Bastard. Alright, that should be everybody over in this side of the map anyway. And we didn't take much damage. If that idiot hadn't spotted us, we would have been fine. And I've got to deal with that giant pile of... I don't know what happened that stopped that truck down there, but... it's definitely... don't appreciate it. Alright, anyway. Let's go ahead and complete our objective here. Alright, we gotta go find a better spot for this. There's two dudes I want to snipe here. Actually, I can do this. I can set the charge before I snipe them. It doesn't matter. Damn it. Well, they'll calm down in a minute. They don't actually know where I went. No, drive the tank back here. I've got plans for it. Don't worry, they're not painful at all. Come on. Nope. They're not going to drive the tank back up here. Bastards. I kind of wanted to save this flare gun anyway for that group over there. But like...
Better move it, or I'll be discovered.
Oh, shut up. They're not discovering shit.
Nicht zurückweichen. Weiterkämpfen! Nicht aufgeben!
Yeah, okay.
Die Mistkerle sind durchgebrochen. Granate! Achtung!
Wow,
Komm raus und kämpfe!
that was dumb. Yeah, it didn't even lure the tank up here. How about we don't do that? Yeah. Easy game. I don't need to open this again. I don't know why I'm bothering to come over here and doing it. Oh, those guys could still see him. Okay. Well, we'll wait for them to calm down.
Guess I grabbed everything useful. They'll find me if I stay here.
Okay, maybe they won't calm down. Those guys are a lot closer. Not really a lot closer. Okay. Easy game. I guess we don't have to waste the Ooh. That was almost bad for us. Okay, there's probably another guy or two back there yet. Well, that's most of them. What I actually came up here for was that flare gun. Because this is our solution to tanks. There's a guy right there in that window. Okay. My flare gun. It ate my flare gun.
Hands are fast. It's going to get loud.
Those bastards ate my flare gun. They were hungry? Well, that's no excuse.
Sucht überall! Findet ihn, verdammt!
Okay.
Nearly out of bullets.
Well. Okay, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Yeah, you know what? Screw that. I don't want to... Damn it. I need to go back 2 saves. I want to have my flare gun back. And I think this is the save before I cleared out all the idiots in the main town. Yep. Okay, well, we gotta do that again then. On the bright side, that guy might come a little closer and then we won't have to deal with the whole... Okay, good deal. Okay. Note to self, leave the flare gun where it's at until after the explosion has gone off, because apparently the cutscene eats it. Also, there's no need to disturb the nice friendly Germans who are just hanging out here on the other side of the area. Not yet, anyway. Okay. Move the Panzerfaust upstairs now, so I don't have to worry about it later. Hopefully that doesn't get eaten by the cutscene. It really shouldn't. But you never know. Okay. Flare gun's right there. Go, go, go. No. Up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs.
Stirb, du Abschaum! Fürs Vaterland! Runter!
Easy game. As far as I can tell, there's nothing back there of any interest. Okay. Is that everyone? Looks kind of like it. Oh, that's interesting. It respawned another Pantherfaust here. But it didn't respawn the flare gun upstairs, because that would have been too cool or something. I don't know. Okay, that takes care of that group. All right. Now, back to what I was initially planning to do. Why did I say anything? Okay, well now over here to call the phone.
Wo ist der Jäger? Es ist wichtig.
Der Jäger? Laut dem letzten Bericht ist er hier.
Okay. Can't see shit from here, but he was over there. Probably spawned like right here or something. My decoy there is still up. Which means the mine on the stairs is still there, yep. Okay. Alright, we've got match ammo loaded in the rifle, just in case. It is 0 to 50. Weird. Sounds like he's over in the trenches just shooting for no reason. I could call again in an effort to see if I can get more information. So he doesn't know where I'm at, except that I was right by a phone at the beginning of the game. You know, at the beginning of the match. So more automatic gunfire over that way. Tempted to call the phone again. I believe the third time I call it reveals both of us. The first two are free TM. I'm gonna call again.
Wo ist der Jäger? Es ist wichtig.
Der Jäger hat sich hier gemeldet.
Okay, he's way the hell over there now. Weird. Don't like this spot. Okay, now he called the phone. Which means I need to move. Technically I don't have to move. But I am going to move. I didn't open that because... reasons. Okay. So he's probably headed this way with speed. If I get anti-camping again, I'd be tempted to call the phone, which I think would reveal both of us. Let me check. Yeah, suspicious. So that would reveal both of us. And then, depending on how far away he is, I would choose where to retreat to. I'm hoping the decoy I put over there will be useful for something. Probably won't be, though. So there is probably a chance that he's like could be like over just on the other side of that building already. If you ran the whole way. It's more likely he's in the trenches somewhere. Assuming, of course, that he did head straight here as soon as he called. Which is not really a safe assumption. If he's close, calling that phone would be a very bad idea. There he is right there. Oh, is he coming straight to this phone?
I'm not done yet, Jaeger.
That was weird. He stopped and looked at the wall like he could see me. If he was suspicious that I was in that corner, then he's seriously skill issued. Okay. He came right for me. Alright, well now that we're on invasion cooldown, we can continue with what I was planning to do all along, which was head down that road. So that's what, the third invader of the night that we've killed out of 5 total. And the other 2 both brave Sir Robined away once they realized I wasn't going to come after them. I assume that's why the first one left. Okay, this is a little weird. There's a big multi-car pile up here. Okay. This must have been a set piece then. I thought it was probably just that the vehicles had all just kind of ended up here, but it actually looks like it was a set piece. Let's investigate this crashed glider. There was an objective marked on the map to investigate said crashed glider. But I think that everything we were supposed to discover at the glider we already dealt with at the town. Back there. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a document here or something that was supposed to give us a mission. Okay. So this town here. Multiple snipers in the area. We found the one in the church tower. Which was like the most cliched place you could possibly put a sniper. But anyway. I was complaining earlier about how they don't have enough pre-positioned snipers in this game.
American soldiers, you hail from a proud and noble nation. Why are you doing the bidding of the corrupt and cowardly British?
That is a good question.
Your homeland is far away. This is not your fight. Surrender now, and we will be merciful.
Why would you want to do the bidding of the corrupting, cowardly British? Kind of a weird decision on our part. Okay, just some random medical supplies and nothing terribly valuable in here. That's disappointing. I don't know. Compared to Resistance, this game just feels way worse. Feels like there's way less enemies. Less snipers there to trip you up if you're not careful about your movement. More enemies feel like they spawn, even if they don't. The way they're positioned, they feel like they spawn in after you arrive at an area.
Target's not dealt with yet. Making progress, though.
Sniper positioned in the hotel. Okay. Let's see if we can get up into the church here. Gives a pretty good view of the area.
Wehrt ihn ab! Das ist unser Land! Verteidigt es! Nehmt alles auseinander!
A couple guys down there spotted that apparently. They don't seem to know what they spotted, but they think they spotted something. Yeah. The good old touched our boats meme. Whatever you do, don't touch the boats. Oh, more match ammo. Let's not waste match ammo. I may have 50 rounds of it, but...
Ich hab was gesehen.
Which I guess when you get right down to it, an awful lot of wars started over boat touching. Which is what makes that meme so good. There's a dude.
Zivilisiert.
Okay, so this is the center of the area. This is the sniper that's in the hotel. Which means that he's probably in one of those windows and we just can't see him from this angle. Probably in that window. Oh, there's a dude. Just went behind that building. I don't know where the third sniper is. Okay. I think that was the guy we saw go behind the building over there. There's at least one more guy below us somewhere that we haven't spotted. Let's go see if we can mark him. Okay. That wasn't the guy I was thinking of, but that's fine. Okay, there's a guy right over there. Good luck getting to a spot where I can see him, apparently. Don't like being out there. That guy might be able to see us. Unlikely. Okay. I think that's everybody right around this area. Okay, we could jump over to there. I do not want to do that, though. Could I see that sniper over here from here? No. Oh, wait. There he
There's the
is.
second sniper.
Okay, we found the second sniper. Now, where's the third one? There's one here, there's one there. Surprised there isn't one like in that building or something, although I guess the sight lines from there aren't terribly great. What other buildings around here have good sight lines on anything? There's not really much in the way of... Maybe one of the windows on that building facing that way or something? Oh, there he is.
Third sniper confirmed. Let's finish this.
Alright. Now we just have to get somewhere where we can see that guy. Yeah. Let's go back down and go around the town. There's no reason to clear this out, I don't think. Unless there's like a workbench in here or something that I missed. Which is entirely possible. Like in town somewhere. This town, let's see, where are the other workbenches? There's one right over there, so it doesn't seem terribly likely that there'd be a workbench in town. But there could be. After all, there's no real rule that they have to space the workbenches out. They just generally do. All right. Hello, Dread. You lost power for so long today. Well, that's not good. Just storm or just screw up by the power company? Powerless to fix it yourself. Out for 3.5 hours. Watch map others every around us cut their power back sooner. Oof. Well, I guess you know how you rate now. Come on, dude. Move to behind a window where I can see you. He is just positioned so I can't quite see him. There was a brief moment where he stepped ahead enough that I could have. Okay, so we gotta go over that way more. let's move this guy into the grass. No point in leaving his body just laying out there in the middle of the
Nothing
open
else
where
to
we can
find.
see it. Sure, it's highly unlikely anyone would ever go there and see it, but there's a chance. And more likely, an invader might run through and see a body and go, oh, sniper was this way. Which, sure, whatever. That's not that big of a deal. But also, it's just better not to leave a bunch of evidence laying all over the place. Speaking of invaders, I don't think I want to be here. There is a phone over there I could call. Okay, so I might wait here until the first anti-camping, and then we move that way over to the other side of the church, or behind the church, hide in the grass over there by the wall, and wait. And the next anti-camping, we move in, we call the phone. It's 10:40, so I don't want to spend all year on this guy. Also, we saw the first eagle over the way over there on the wherever it was, and I haven't seen another eagle since. And I've kind of been keeping half an eye out for them. But well, okay. Reverse anti-camping. Dude, you are looking the wrong way. Fine, we'll go around the long way. That was a little bit risky maybe, but that sniper I think got a glimpse of us, but not enough to shoot or anything. Okay. So I want to shoot the guy who walks up and stands here in the front. And that way it'll be safe to go use the phone. Should be anyway. The phone might be accessible only from outside. Nope. Okay, there's a door there.
Wo ist der Jäger? Es ist wichtig.
Der Jäger hat sich hier gemeldet.
100 meters that way. Okay, Jaeger is quite close. I'm gonna stay in here. Oh, he just called as well. There he is. That's funny. He called right after I called. There he is. Where does he think he's going? He must have figured I booked it out there as soon as I could. But I didn't, because of course I didn't. Why would I do that? Okay.
No way that killed them. It's not over yet.
Sucks to be you, buddy. Sucks to be you. Why has he got a suppressor on his rifle? No, it's dumb. You don't have to be quiet. PPSH makes sense, because sure, why not? Also, suppressor and pistol. You don't need a suppressor. You're the hunter, not the guy who's trying to hide. The Germans that are swarming everywhere don't care if they hear you shoot. Not over yet? I mean, it looks pretty over for that guy. Yeah. When you shoot with an automatic weapon in this game, you know, when you shoot an invader, there's a fairly reasonable chance that, like, obviously your first shot doesn't down him. Or, you know, it doesn't kill him. Your first shot or two might down him. And then it'll trigger that voice line because you downed him. And then your next shot or two will kill him before it makes it out of your character's mouth. So it makes sense why that line would be triggered and be spoken, but also kind of silly. Really? He walked over there, turned yellow for a split second, turned around, walked away. Damn it. That's really annoying. So we're gonna find a better place to hide out. It's not really a good place here either. Okay. I think theoretically I could shoot through that door, particularly if he used armor piercing. I'm not going to. Became a holy man. Okay. He did become fairly sanctified, yes.
Secure. This crossing's ours now. Nazis won't be able to take it back without a fight.
Okay. I think we're done with the north half of the map. So now we just got to press into this middle area. There's assuredly an eagle up here somewhere that I haven't spotted yet. However, that's probably a problem for future Milo. Like there's a gargoyle there, but that's not an eagle. Yeah. Anyway, let's save the game before another invader arrives. Let's see if we leave to the main menu, if they'll crash exit. Oh, it actually closed. Okay. Well, we take those, I guess. That game lately has been crashing to a black screen, and then I have to go kill it when I try to exit it. So I guess it's nice it doesn't do that right now. Anyway, tomorrow is Sunday already. So that means more sniper. Hopefully we actually finish the mission this time. I should hopefully get started sooner. I got started really late today because reasons. Anyway. They may be related to a little bit of RuneScape and lack of sleep and, you know, all the standard reasons you wouldn't be awake during the middle of the day. Anyway. So hopefully we start earlier tomorrow. Monday, of course, should be some crab champions. I noticed there was a patch a little bit earlier. It looks like armor's been changed significantly, which might be interesting. It should be a lot more useful in the early game and less useful in the late game, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, but we'll see. A few other changes here and there. Oh, targeting shot is now a luck loot. Well, that just makes luck even better than it already was, although it's maybe starting to get a little diluted. Anyway. Tuesday and Wednesday, I think we'll still do some Warframe. Yeah, we probably have a couple more weeks of Warframe in me. We'll see. Thursday, of course, we should hopefully finish the Breeding the Giant Pandas scenario for Zoo Tycoon. which should unlock the last of the secret animals. And then Friday, hopefully be some EDF. And next Saturday and Sunday will probably be even more Sniper Elite. We've got, I think it's 12 missions in the campaign. I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of those missions was a super short one. Similar to how Resistance had a super short final mission. But it might not be. You certainly can't trust that it would be. And we are on mission 6. So we've got weeks to go yet. But anyway. I have been spending a bunch of time looking at X4 mods. So that's definitely the next thing we're going to do after Sniper Elite. But not for a little while yet. For tonight, let's see, is anyone on the old follow list doing anything? Nope. Okay. Well, I don't think we're ready anyway then. Hopefully, I see you all back here tomorrow for more sniper shenaniganry. And I will see you all later. Good night and goodbye.